couldn't start this series of videos without paying tribute to little Charlie. Unfortunately, I had to put him down on the 16th of December 2025. Although he looks pretty healthy there, he was not well, and his little road had come to the end, and it set me free really, because this journey that I'm taking on would have been so difficult to have done with him. As patient as he was, it would have been too much. And finally it was my turn to leave. A few last jobs, Reuben sandwich at the humble Sando, saying farewell to some lovely people, accepting gifts, and then joining the likes of Sam and Jules, Peter and Sandra, Patrick and Isabel, Dan and Fran, Matt, Jeremiah, Tim and Beck, Grant and Kate, and all those that had left 35 South that I'd gotten to know there and are now all over the world, some of them, and a lot of them up on the east coast of Australia, which is where I'm heading as well. I'd spent the last a little bit more than a year working back at 35 South again as the maintenance person. Previously I'd worked there for about 2 years, and then also when I was checking out, I actually checked when I first arrived with a pretty beaten up, broken boat, and that was back in November 2019, and a lot of that time I'd spent living there. Now this first leg was from 35 South Marina at North Haven down to Maslin Beach, or Blanche Point. Maslin Beach is South Australia's official nudist beach, but not in the winter. Found a lovely anchorage, and as a farewell, South Australia really turned it on. The colours of these cliffs with the green, and then those rich reds and caramels, as the colours reflect back from the sunshine or the sunset. It is stunningly beautiful. The holding is good, but it can be very rolly, and it wasn't too bad that night, but it could have been a little bit flatter. But lovely place, and highly recommended. The next morning, heading from Blanche Point to Kangaroo Island, American River on Kangaroo Island, joined by some dolphins, as they do, curious little things, and come and swim along the bow of the boat, just getting an idea of the new day, excited as they are as what they do. That was looking across at the beautiful Fleurieu Peninsula. It's a pity about those white windmills. Apparently they serve a good purpose. And this is me having crossed Backstairs Passage across to Kangaroo Island, and finally tied up to a mooring ball in American River. The next part of the video, I'm going to let nature do the talking, because this is what I woke up to. When the owner of this boat sadly passed away, his widow asked me to help them get it ready for sail, and I cleaned the boat inside and out. I spent 4.5 hours underneath that boat. I've never been so cold in all my life. And then here it was, in American River. I found it again. In the winter of 1803, on the banks of what is now American River, Kangaroo Island, crew from the US brig Union under Captain Isaac Pendleton from Stonington, Connecticut, USA, constructed the first vessel to be built in what was to be proclaimed 33 years later the state of South Australia. Independence was born. The vessel was used for sealing operations around Kangaroo Island and as far afield as the Antipodes Islands, south of New Zealand. She was presumed lost with all hands when making her second voyage south in 1805. And now a group of volunteers have set about recreating a replica of Independence. These guys have been at this project for 10 years now. I've watched it from about 2017 when the ribs were set up, and now they've got the whole triple planked installed. I was able to spend 3 days volunteering with these guys, and yeah, just blown away by their dedication to the project. If you would like to support them, you could look up the website rebuildindependence.org/get-involved, and donations would be gladly accepted. Feel free to jump on board. My time in Kangaroo Island had come to an end. My planning had been done for my trip from American River round to Antechamber Bay, and that would mark my set of point for the big crossing. But first, it was time to leave American River. I just had my breakfast, and this is the journey that I was going to take. It wasn't going to take that long, but I somehow made a full day of it. That was my plan, but anybody that knows sailing knows that sailing has no plan. This is leaving Eastern Cove. I came round and anchored up in Penneshaw. Waited for the ferry to dock. Not sure if I'd left them enough room or not, so I stayed on board, just hoping to stay out of their way. The mate took the tender off the boat, went onto the beach, and went to the IGA and bought some bread and milk. This is me now making my way back to the boat. The water really is this colour. The sand is so white, and the blue. The video almost doesn't do it justice. But yeah, anyway, this is me returning from my little shopping trip to the IGA. I did run aground. As I was retrieving the last bit of anchor, the boat had nudged onto some a shallow area, and I hadn't noticed, and we were chugging along forward, and next minute we came to an abrupt halt. I don't know if anybody on the ferry saw me, but yeah, a little bit embarrassing, but not too proud to admit that I finally touched the bottom with the boat. This is me coming along the northern side of Kangaroo Island, and then making my way around to Antechamber Bay. And as I said before, this is where I'd be setting off on one of my biggest legs of this journey, and the one that I was the most worried about. Thank you for watching, and we'll see how we go further along this journey.